Hello everybody, myself Dr. Mahesh. I'm a general physician. So my ultimate goal is to make you understand modes and settings of ventilation. But as you know, before you understand the modes and settings of ventilation, we must be familiar with many terminology. So I'm sorry, I'm making many videos, but they are must for understanding properly the modes and settings of ventilation. Before we understand different types of modes of mechanical ventilation very clearly, we have to first understand the terminology like different phases and different variables. So, what are these phases and variables? The phases are nothing but different stages of inspiration during mechanical ventilation, and variables are nothing but different factors that we can control during inspiration by mechanical ventilation. So phases. There are three different phases of mechanical ventilation. So number one is what starts the inspiration. Number two is what maintains the inspiration. Number three is what ends the inspiration. Whereas expiration occurs by recoiling of lungs and chest. So these three phases, as we discussed above, are controlled by four different variables. These variables are number one pressure, number two volume, number three flow, number four time. So if you combine these three phases with these four variables, we can get like this. So the first phase, what begins the inspiration. Let's discuss phase by phase so that it will be very clear to us. So the first phase. The first phase is nothing but what begins the inspiration. So this is also called as trigger. So variables that can be controlled here are pressure triggering, flow triggering, and time triggering. So it is nothing but whether the pressure, drop in pressure will trigger the inspiration, or drop in flow will trigger the inspiration, or preset time will trigger the inspiration. So let's discuss different variables in detail. So the first variable being pressure triggering. So in this pressure triggering, drop in airway pressures is recognized by ventilator. So how it will recognize this drop in pressure? So when patient contracts his inspiratory muscles, chest volume will increases and pressure within the lungs drops. So ventilator is very intelligent and it senses this drop in pressure in the airways and identifies that patient is taking inspiration, and so that it will pushes the air. So it starts the inspiration once the pressure within the airways drops. So for example, if you set minus 1 centimeter H2O as a pressure triggering value, patient needs to create this pressure for getting support from ventilator. So if you put this value too high, like minus 3 or minus 4 centimeters of water, patient has to do more effort to decrease his lung pressures to this much value, negative value. So this is called as low sensitivity. If you put this value to too low, like minus 0.1, minus 0.2 centimeters of H2O, patient non-breathing efforts are also recognized as breathing efforts, so ventilator will push air more frequently. This is called high sensitivity. So we need to put this value very properly to have support from ventilator. So the second variable that is seen during first phase, that is what triggers the inspiration, what begins the inspiration, is flow triggering. So many people do not have idea of how ventilator senses this flow drop. So let's understand this very clearly. So here we can see one is a pushing limb from ventilator, one is a receiving limb, one is a patient limb. So ventilator will push some air through pushing limb and it receives that air through the receiving limb. If patient is silent, that is not taking inspiration or not taking expiration, so what will happen? All the amount of air that is pushed through the pushing limb is received by receiving limb. So ventilator senses that there is no changes in the pressure in the patient limb. So it will be silent. If patient starts taking inspiration, so the pressures within the patient limb will decrease. So it will suck some of the air that is pushed through the pushing limb. So the amount of air that is returning to the returning limb to the ventilator will decrease. So ventilator will senses this drop in air flow to the returning limb, and it will senses that patient is taking inspiration, and then it will begins the mechanical breath. So example of flow triggering is we can set up to 2 liters per minute. So that means ventilator will senses the drop in a flow of 2 liters per minute, so that it will start inspiration. So it also will have sensitivity, that is high sensitivity and low sensitivity. According to that, we have to set the value. The flow triggering is very comfortable and better tolerated by the patient than the pressure triggering. So the next variable is the third variable that is seen during first phase, that is what triggers the inspiration, is time triggering. In this time triggering, irrespective of patient is taking breath or not, at preset time interval, ventilator pushes air, the starting inspiration. So for example, if we set a respiratory rate of 12 per minute, so it is 60 by 12. So for every 5 seconds, ventilator will pushes air irrespective of patient is taking breath or not. So the second phase of inspiration is nothing but what maintains the inspiration. So it is also called as control. So the variables that are controlled during this phase are pressure, volume or flow. In pressure control, ventilator delivers preset pressure, whereas volume delivered varies with compliance and resistance of individual patient. So it means if you set a pressure of 20 centimeters of H2O, it will deliver same pressure for every breath, whereas the tidal volume delivered may vary from breath to breath and from patient to patient. In volume or flow control, ventilator delivers preset volume or flow, whereas pressure delivered will varies with compliance and resistance. So it means if you set a tidal volume of 400 ml or flow of 60 liters per minute, the ventilator delivers same volume or flow, but the pressure delivered varies from breath to breath and patient to patient depending upon their compliance and resistance. To add to your confusion, there is one more terminology called as limit variable. It should not be confused with control variable. In control variable, preset value of pressure or volume or flow will be delivered, whereas in limit variable, the preset value limit of pressure, volume or flow is not allowed to cross. Are you still confused? So here let's understand with one example. So in one example, let's think of I kept a pressure control of 20 centimeters of water. So for every breath, the pressure of 20 centimeters of H2O will be delivered. But suppose I think the patient is not paralyzed properly, so he is doing expiration during ventilator is delivering mechanical breath. So what will happen? The ventilator will deliver 20 centimeters of H2O pressure, whereas patient expiring or coughing during this time will increase the airway pressure furthermore. So for suppose if the patient expiration or coughing will increase the pressure 15 centimeters more. So this ventilator delivered pressure of 20 centimeters of water and a coughing or expiration in the airways will increase the pressure of approximately 15 per suppose we think of, then total pressure will be reached is 35 centimeters of H2O. But what we kept is in the pressure control is 20 centimeters of H2O. So to avoid this, the limit variable option is kept. So in limit variable option, if we keep in the above example a limit of 30, then as soon as the pressure within airways reaches to 30 centimeters of H2O, the ventilator will end the breath so that the pressure will not reach furthermore up to 35 centimeters. So this is the difference between limit variable and control variable. So the third phase of inspiration is what ends the inspiration. It is also called as cycling. So the variables are pressure cycling, volume or flow cycling and time cycling. In pressure cycling, inspiration ends once preset pressure has been delivered. In volume or flow cycling, inspiration ends once preset volume or flow has been delivered. In time cycling, inspiration ends once preset time has elapsed. So now with sound knowledge of phases and variables, let's discuss three types of breaths possible in any intubated patient. So number 1, mandatory breaths. Number 2, assisted breaths. Number 3, spontaneous breaths. So number 1, mandatory breaths. In mandatory breaths, the ventilator will do all work of breathing. Patient will not do any work of breathing. So the breath is initiated by preset time and it is controlled by volume, flow or pressure according to the values we set, and it is ended by preset time interval. So it does not sense any of the patient's efforts. So patient need to be paralyzed in mandatory breaths. If not, there will be a lot of dysynchrony between the patient and ventilator. So number 2 is assisted breaths. In assisted breaths also, ventilator will do all work of breathing. Patient will not do any work of breathing. But what is the difference between mandatory and assisted breath? So it is different from mandatory breath in the way, in mandatory breaths, inspiration is initiated at preset interval, whereas in assisted breath, inspiration is initiated by the patient only, by his efforts, by either drop in pressure or by drop in flow. So, but once the breath is initiated by the patient, the rest of the inspiration, that is maintenance and ending, is controlled by ventilator only according to the settings we keep. So patient need not do any work of breathing here, but he just need to create a little negative pressure so that he will get support from ventilator. So the next type of breath is the spontaneous breath. In spontaneous breaths, whole work of breathing is done by the patient only. Ventilator do not offer any help to the patient. So the volume and pressure delivered will be according to patient efforts only. If he contracts his inspiratory muscles very strongly, he will get more tidal volume. If he contracts his inspiratory muscles very weakly, he will get a little tidal volume. As every breath is spontaneous one, that is, there is no support from ventilator, there is no concept of triggering, cycling and maintenance in spontaneous breath. So if you conclude these all things, if only mandatory breaths are present in any mode of ventilation, it is called as controlled mandatory ventilation or continuous mandatory ventilation, CMV mode. If mandatory breaths are present together with assisted breaths, it is also called as assist control A by C mode. If mandatory breaths are present with spontaneous breaths, then it is called intermittent mandatory ventilation, IMV. If synchronized mandatory breaths are present together with spontaneous breaths, then it is called SIMV, synchronized intermittent mandatory ventilation. So with this basic knowledge, let's understand different modes of ventilation. But because of the duration of video is going to be more if we add these modes of ventilation in the same video, I'm going to discuss these modes of ventilation in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.
She calls me day and night.